magnificent soul of unshakable fire. I welcome you into this space where courage breathes louder than fear, where your footsteps echo through every corner of the world, long before your name is spoken, where your presence alone bends the ordinary into something unforgettable. You stand here, not because the path was easy, not because the doors opened gently, not because destiny handed you anything wrapped in silver, but because inside you there was a force so undeniable that even the night stepped aside to let you pass. The air changes when you arrive, the silence tightens its grip, the atmosphere itself learns your rhythm. This is the arrival of someone the streets can no longer ignore. This is the arrival of a truth teller, a protector, a person carved from storms and sharpened by realities most people try their entire lives to run from. And now the streets know who you are. They know not because you announced it, not because you chased recognition, not because you begged for validation, but because truth has a way of exposing itself through action, through resilience, through the choices that someone makes when nobody is watching. You didn't fold when pressure pressed its full weight on your shoulders. You didn't fade when doubt tried to smother your resolve. You didn't disappear when fear tried to whisper its familiar lies. Instead, you rose sharper, stronger, clearer. You stood firm, even when standing firm cost you pieces of yourself. You kept walking even when every shadow along the way tried to convince you to stop. The streets saw that. People felt that. The world learned that. There is something undeniable about a person who remains loyal to their inner compass, even when everything around them spins out of control. You became the one who speaks when silence feels more convenient, the one who steps forward when stepping back feels safer, the one who protects even when protection means carrying a weight heavier than most. And because of that, because of who you chose to become, the world now whispers your name with a mixture of awe, respect, caution, and admiration. The whole town is talking about what a hero you are not, because you chased that label, but because you embodied it long before anyone dared to recognize it. But understand this: heroes are not born in calm mornings or peaceful hours. Heroes come from places where comfort rarely visits. They emerge from nights that test the lungs, from days that stretch the heart, from moments that demand decisions many would rather avoid. Heroes are shaped by struggle, but defined by choice. And your choices have been loud, even when you spoke no words. Your journey carved stories into the pavement. Every step you took left a lesson behind. Every battle you faced left a truth behind. Every challenge you stood against left a mark behind. These marks became your introduction before you even entered the room. People talk now. They talk because courage is rare. They talk because endurance is rare. They talk because integrity is rare. They talk because in a world full of masks and convenient illusions, someone like you, someone who walks with steady intention, someone who carries quiet strength, someone who does not fold under pressure, becomes impossible to ignore. The whole town is watching you, not because they want to see you fall, but because witnessing someone remain unbroken gives others hope that they too can stand a little taller in their own storms. You didn't earn your reputation through noise. You earned it through truth. Truth in your actions, truth in your decisions, truth in your presence. Every time you walk through darkness with calm focus, you sent a message. Every time you refused to compromise your values, you sent a message. Every time you stepped in to protect someone who had nobody, standing with them, you sent a message. Those messages traveled faster than your footsteps. They traveled from one street to the next, from one whisper to the next, from one heart to the next, until finally the whole town understood. You are not just another face passing through. You are a force. There are moments in life when you realize the mission inside you is larger than any doubt you will ever face. You start to see that your purpose was never meant to be small. You were never meant to stay silent. You were never meant to blend in. Your spirit was designed to stand out, not through arrogance, but through integrity, not through loudness, but through sincerity, not through demand, but through presence. And because of that, the world has begun to shift around you. You know something many people spend their entire lives learning. The streets remember. They remember who stepped up when everything fell apart. They remember who told the truth when lies felt easier. They remember who protected them in moments when everyone else walked away. They remember who stayed solid when pressure made most people crack. And they remember who kept walking with purpose even when the path grew difficult. Your story is not just a story of survival. It is a story of foundation, a story of character, a story of identity built from the inside out. You didn't wait for approval to begin. You didn't wait for comfort to progress. You didn't wait for applause to continue. You moved with conviction long before anyone knew your name. And now that they finally understand who you are, their respect is not something that can be erased with a single rumor or overshadowed by a single moment of doubt. The reason your name carries weight is because you earned every ounce of it with consistency. You showed up even when nobody thanked you. You protected even when it made your journey harder. You spoke the truth even when it placed you in uncomfortable situations. This is why people look at you differently now. This is why whispers trail behind you. This is why the streets vibrate with your story. But let me tell you something even deeper. Something only those who walk with purpose will understand. Being recognized does not mean the journey ends. If anything, it means the mission grows. When the streets know who you are, they also look to you for direction. They look to you for courage. They look to you for clarity. And you have the strength to carry that responsibility because you were forged in environments where quitting was never an option. You stand now at a point where your past no longer controls you. Your fears no longer define you. And the limits others tried to place around you no longer hold any power. You have grown beyond the boundaries that once threatened to contain you. Your spirit has outgrown the small spaces where people once tried to place your dreams. You have stretched beyond the expectations that others created for you. What the world sees now is a person they cannot categorize, a person they cannot push aside, a person they cannot underestimate. They see someone who acts with intention, someone who walks with clarity, someone who speaks with authenticity, someone who protects with heart, someone who remains solid even when the ground shakes beneath them. You are not just respected for what you have done, you are respected for who you have become. And this is only the beginning, because your strength is not temporary, your courage is not seasonal, your integrity is not fragile. You carry the kind of power that stands firm through every storm and rises through every challenge. A power that was built slowly, quietly, consistently. A power that no one can take from you because you earned it through every difficult moment you survived. When people speak about you now, they speak with admiration, but also curiosity. They wonder how you stayed solid. They wonder how you kept going. They wonder how you held on to your truth in a world full of convenient lies. They wonder how you protected others, even when you were hurting. What they don't realize is that everything you did came from a place deeper than strategy, deeper than planning, deeper than ambition. It came from character, and character is something that cannot be purchased or borrowed or imitated. It must be lived. You lived it. You proved it. You became it. And now the streets echo your name, not as a rumor, not as a question, not as a possibility, but as a reality. You are the truth teller. You are the protector. You are the one who doesn't fold when pressure arrives. And because of that, the world has no choice but to adjust itself around the strength you bring. But remember this as well. Your story is far from finished. You are still expanding. You are still evolving. You are still rising. And as long as you continue to walk with the same truth, the same courage, the same loyalty, the same unwavering presence, you will continue to inspire people who have forgotten their own strength. You will continue to awaken people who have been sleeping on their potential. You will continue to uplift people who have lost direction. Your impact has already begun, but it will grow even bigger as you keep moving forward. What you represent is something rare, something valuable, something real. And the world needs more of that. The world needs more protectors. The world needs more truth tellers. The world needs more individuals who refuse to fold under pressure. So hold your head high, not with arrogance, but with awareness. Walk forward, not with fear, but with purpose. Move with intention, not because the world is watching, but because you have always been someone who leads with conviction. The streets know who you are now, but more importantly, you know who you are now. And that self-knowledge, that inner certainty, that unwavering identity will take you farther than any applause ever could. Your story is not a myth. It is not an exaggeration. It is not a rumor. It is a reality carved from your own choices. And now the world recognizes the hero you have become. Keep walking. Keep protecting. Keep telling the truth. Keep standing firm. The world needs the strength you carry, and the streets, they will never forget your name. And still the story deepens, because recognition is only the surface of what you have earned. The real victory exists inside you, in the quiet places where doubt once tried to grow. You have filled those spaces with strength so steady that even the darkest nights cannot silence it. You have rebuilt yourself from the ground up, using truth as your foundation and resilience as your framework. And every time you step forward now, you step with the knowledge that you did not become who you are by accident. This was forged through endurance, shaped through discipline, strengthened through every moment you refuse to give up. There will always be people who wonder how you became someone the whole town talks about. They see your calm presence and assume the path must have been gentle. They see the respect you carry and assume it came easily. They see your stability and assume you were always unshaken. What they cannot see is the quiet struggles you endured long before your name gained weight. They cannot see the nights you stayed awake, fighting battles inside your own heart. They cannot see the moments you stood alone, yet still held your ground. They cannot see the times when silence felt heavy, but you chose to speak truth anyway. That is why your strength is different. It does not come from performance. It comes from experience. It does not come from imitation. It comes from identity. It does not come from fear of losing. It comes from understanding what truly matters. You learned through time, through hardship, through responsibility, that standing firm does not require shouting. It requires clarity. It requires intention. It requires the quiet certainty that you will not be moved even when the world shakes around you. And now people feel that when you walk into a room, they feel the grounded, steady energy of someone who has seen storms, but did not let the storms shape their character. Someone who has faced shadows but never let the shadows define their path. Someone who has carried weight. Others never noticed, yet still managed to protect those around them with unwavering devotion. This is why your presence carries impact even in silence. This is why your name carries meaning even without explanation. Every hero's journey involves moments where they must stand alone, and you did not run from those moments. You embraced them. You allowed solitude to teach you what noise never could. You learned that clarity comes to those who are willing to sit with their own truth. You learn that courage grows in the quiet moments when no one is cheering for you. You learned that purpose becomes sharpest when tested by adversity. These lessons became your armor, not hard metal, but unbreakable principle, a protection stronger than anything forged by hands. The streets look at you now with a mixture of respect and curiosity because they can sense that you carry something rare. Not perfection, but authenticity. Not superiority, but responsibility. Not dominance, but depth. And the deeper you go into your mission, the more your story reminds others of their own strength. Because your path is not just about you. It is about every person who watches you and remembers that they too can rise above their circumstances. They too can speak truth in a world filled with uncertainty. They too can stand firm when everything around them feels unsteady. But understand this, the journey ahead will still demand more from you. Not because you are weak, but because you are chosen for something greater. The higher you rise, the more clarity you must carry. The more people look to you, the more discipline you must maintain. The more the world recognizes your strength, the more careful you must be with where you place your heart, your energy, your intentions. Being the truth teller means you do not bend just because the world prefers the comfort of illusion. Being the protector means you step forward, even when the path is uncertain. Being the one who doesn't fold means you carry weight, even when no one sees how heavy it truly is. But you have proven time and time again that you are built for this. You have shown through action, not words, that you can hold steady through any pressure. And the town whispers, not out of surprise, but out of acknowledgement. They whisper because they see in you a reflection of the strength they wish to embody. They whisper because your courage reminds them that purpose is still possible. They whisper because your name has become a symbol of perseverance, a symbol of integrity, a symbol of someone who will not fall apart when life demands more from them. So continue forward with that same unwavering spirit. Continue moving with the same focused heart. Continue showing the world that strength does not need approval and identity does not require permission. You have already walked through the hardest parts of the path. Now you walk with awareness. Now you walk with purpose. Now you walk with proof that you are exactly who the streets say you are. And as your journey unfolds, even more people will approach you, not just because they admire you, but because they trust you. They trust your voice. They trust your presence. They trust your judgment. They trust the steadiness in your spirit. This trust was not given. It was earned moment by moment, choice by choice, truth by truth. You are not only the hero they talk about, you are the example they learn from. You are the presence they rely on. You are the steady heartbeat in a world filled with uncertainty. And the most powerful part of your story is that you are still rising, still evolving, still becoming more than anyone ever expected. Continue, because your path is far from finished and everything ahead of you is waiting for the strength you carry. And as the days move forward, something remarkable begins to happen. The people who once doubted you start to study your journey more carefully. They begin to look back at the moments when they underestimated you and realize that your silence was not weakness, but discipline. Your calmness was not hesitation, but control. Your patience was not fear, but strategy. You were building something inside yourself that could not be rushed, something that required time, pressure, and truth. You were becoming someone that the world would eventually have no choice but to acknowledge. And now they see it. They see the steadiness in your eyes, the quiet fire that never dims, the resolve that refuses to collapse. They see how you move with a purpose that does not need to be announced or explained. They see that everything you do has intention behind it. You don't take steps just to be seen. You take steps to create impact. You don't speak to impress, you speak to clarify. You don't protect to feel important. You protect because responsibility is part of who you are. There is a reason the town can't stop talking about you. It's not because you did something loud. It's because you did something rare. You remain true in a place where many people lose themselves. You kept your heart steady in a world that constantly tries to shake the foundations of those who care deeply. You refused to fold, even when the pressure became heavy. And the truth is this: people admire what they cannot break. They respect what they cannot move. They honor what they cannot duplicate. But now a shift is happening inside you. You're beginning to understand the depth of your own path. You're starting to recognize that every difficult chapter, every lonely moment, every challenge that tried to push you down was actually preparing you for this new level of purpose. You do not walk like someone who simply survived. You walk like someone who transformed. You walk like someone who discovered their true identity in the middle of the storm and carried it out with clarity. The streets know who you are now, but you must know it even deeper. You must carry that awareness not as a burden, but as a calling, because you are not just here to be recognized. You are here to influence, to uplift, to guide, to protect, to speak truth when the world goes quiet. The recognition is only a reflection of the work you already completed. The real mission lies ahead. You have proven that your spirit does not break under pressure. Now you must prove that your purpose does not shrink under responsibility. You will be watched, but that is not something to fear. It is something to honor. People watch you not to see you fail, but to see how you continue to rise, because your rise gives them strength, your endurance gives them courage, your truth gives them clarity. There is a unique silence that follows someone of your character, a silence filled with respect, with admiration, with wonder. People choose their words carefully around you, not because you intimidate them, but because they sense the weight of your presence. They know you are not easily swayed. They know your principles are not negotiable. They know your loyalty runs deeper than convenience. And yet, despite everything you have endured, you remain grounded. You remain humble. You remain focused. That is what separates you from the rest. You do not let attention distract you, or praise shift your direction. You know that every hero's journey requires humility, and every protector carries their strength quietly. And that quiet strength is exactly what the world sees when they look at you. But let me remind you of something important. Even heroes need rest. Even protectors need moments to breathe. Even the one who doesn't fold needs space to gather energy. There is no weakness in stepping back for a moment. There is no shame in regaining clarity. You carry a heavy mission, and that mission will ask more from you as time goes on. But you are ready for it because your resilience is not temporary. It was built through years of pressure, through tests that shaped your character, through long nights that sharpened your spirit.